Okay, we are live on the Tiki-Talkies. So this is the box. It's a dopamine box. So the idea of box work is the dogs use it to commit to work at hand, teaching them that there's consequences for their actions. And it's great for dealing with distractions. So it's been a while since we've done box work, so we're going to do box work this week with the guys. They are 4 months old. And what it is Tara has the chum bucket right there. And that's not just for him, that's for a bunch of them. She didn't measure it out though, she just scooped it in. So this is fantastic for confidence building. This is fantastic for that ignoring distractions, for ignore people who do pass by pets. If your dog has any thunderstorm phobia, if your dog has experienced a traumatic event, like getting stung on the penis by a yellow jacket. No reason I'm saying that as an example at all. So this is fantastic for it. And what you do, what they learn, so this is a little easier, right? This is the first step, is head in box and eat, right? If they lift their head out of the box, what they will learn is the food stops. And eventually there will come a consequence, which is they're be on leash and we just walk them away if their head would come out of the box. So again, it teaches them consequences for their actions, the commitment to the work at hand, and to tune out all things to just focus on that work. This is something from NePoPo, which is Bart Bellin's dog training system, in which I am multiple certified in. And we do like it with all of them. Now, we're using this. It's not HDMI. What's this material, Tara?
What?
The box is made out of?
Right.
HPMO.
HPMO, yes, something like that.
But it's not HDMI because that's a cable. But it's basically like a hard plastic, so we can use it with the raw beef. And it's heavy enough that he's not going to flip this. Now, ideally, this is easier with kibble because you can hear it plink, plink. So you can see how Tara, if his head's on the left, she's dropping food on the right. And she could just keep that up and notice that she's just dropping little bits of food at a time. So what she could also do is clicker means head comes up. So we can head comes up and get the reward. So the only way his head should come out of the box is by utilizing the clicker, but her hands are gross and meaty. And she gotta hold the bucket. But this is so easy for training. If you take, say, I've got 2 weeks and I don't know what to work on, you can work on charging the clicker, you can work on box work. Both of them are going to be amazing. You can work on it for a month, you can work on it for 6 months, but not just this for 6 months. But you need to push it real good. So again, there would be the consequence, not for the first time because I'm a little lenient at first. I want them to eat from the box. Now, when we were doing dogs outside of our breeding program and we were training them, this is how they would start. For the first roughly week, their food would be offered in the box. Some of them were like, oh, hell no, in which case we put their food in a bowl and put it in the box. And they didn't have to eat from me in the beginning. They just had to eat from the box.
He's getting it.
He is, yeah. But you don't want, I've had people try to do it too fast where there's like a coating of kibbles all over the bottom. You don't want that. You want little bits like what Tara's doing here. I see there's a little bit on the lip of the box there. There we go. So as he's looking for more, he's getting it. So you can see how if his head's on one side, she drops the food on the other side. You don't need to drop it on his head. Like, we try not to do that. So we have a couple sizes of boxes. And the sizes are because of clack clack. So one of them fits the small clack clack, one of them fits the big clack clack in there. You can use this for tracking. You know what you do is you chop the bottom off. So it's just the square. After they learn to stick their nose in and smell, then you could take it on a footprint on the disturbed earth and get that. We have a box that has a draw in the bottom. A draw, and you could do that with scent, right? So what if you had 3 like that and you had scent in one and not in the other 2, but only with the one with scent did you have the food? Then they could smell and learn at the same time. And that's kind of passive learning, right? But if they equate, oh, when I smell this diabetic low scent, when I smell this dysautonomia, wonky smell, food's there. And then later on, when you smell that way, they're going to say the same thing. Oh, food's there. This is something Tara's doing while sitting down. Now, a lot of our training we do while we're sitting down, but it doesn't matter how able-bodied you are. You can do it while lying down. So if you have a bad day, if it's thunderstorming outside, if your dog's just done and you don't want to go outside because it's 1.5 million degrees outside, you can do box work. Well, I don't have a box. Okay, well, you see those things there? Those are file folder things, but those cubey things that would go in there? You can do a cubey thing. And we've done that. We had that with these guys at the park last week. The cubey thing.
Yeah, Dollar Tree has them for $1.25. They're 10 by 10 little boxes. They're about yay deep. Just enough to cover their eyes when they're in the box.
You can use cardboard boxes. Just cut off the top so the flaps don't get your dog. And know that the cardboard box is not going to last. And it's going to get gross. And you should put that between your feet so the dog doesn't knock it all over the place, because they will.
Small colored tote, too.
Yep, you can do those organization, I don't know if you can see it there, but we have those organization cubes are great for it, even if they're clear. But you can do it clear. You could do a shoebox type of thing.
It's a nice down. Very nice down.
So we capture down. So he's like, how about a down? Will that get me my food? No, my head's in here. So this is only his second time doing it recently. The first time, like I said, was last week at the park, and it was basically with some kibbles and stick your head in and eat.
And that was for the noise.
Yep.
Through noise.
Yeah, they were there putting out new banners for fall and taking down the banners for Labor Day. So there was a big bucket truck there, a cherry picker. And it was making noise, and the train tracks were right there, and there was some construction going on, and, it was kind of neat. But this we've taken to, that one, like what Tara was saying at Dollar Tree, we've taken that to Disney, and we've done that during parades. If you take it to, say, a musical or to an airport with your dog, this is going to be harder, but those collapsible ones are a lot easier. You just can pull it out of your backpack, out of your dog bag, and work it. Now, is he almost done? Probably, because I know how much food she started with. And
homeboy can eat. I love food.
And it also slows down his eating. So we usually feed them with slow feeders, and we'll take some kibble and we'll take some beef and we'll smush it into that slow feeder for them. But this is another way. It takes a little bit longer because you have to do each dog individually, but they're getting a full training session out of it. And it's mentally tiring. So perhaps the next one, you see that tail wagging? Now Bart says that our Goldens are the only ones who wag their tails while they're doing this, that the Malinois and everything else they don't. That they concentrate, when the dogs are concentrating, their tail's up between their legs. So the tail between their legs doesn't necessarily mean I'm scared. It could mean I'm concentrating. So whenever he saw our Goldens doing the waggly tails, he thought it was kind of funny. And he's a Malinois guy. Bart is.
He's a Malinois.
So I told him, I said, you need to get a golden retriever. And he's like, no, Vicky, there's only Malinois for me. And I said, but they retrieve gold. I'm trying to help you. I also don't speak politics, but there is one president candidate whose name begins with a T, who I think if they got a dog, it would have to be a golden. Because, what else would he get?
Matches toupee.
Right, it would match his toupee and his skin, depending on which color you go with. But Kamala.
Yeah, right.
I don't talk politics, so I don't know how to pronounce names. Kamala could totally get a golden from us, too. I'm not going to complain.
She needs a wiener dog.
She can name it Coconut.
Yeah. She needs a wiener dog.
So you see how he's getting it? What we could do tomorrow is have him, how do we want to bump this up? Do we want to have him on a leash, and if he pulls his head up, we just walk away and he's done? If so, we might do that for 3 training sessions yesterday to give him a consequence for his actions. Right? We could also start with kibble and maybe a little pet. And if he lifts up his head, we're done. So now he's getting some food from the pouch food. We had one client in who kept cheese in her pocket, cheese and carrots. Wasn't it carrots too? Or was it just cheese?
Cheese.
It was cheese, those little,
cheese and like the little baby carrots.
yeah, little baby carrots and those little Baby Bell cheeses in her pocket, not in a food pouch, in her pocket. So we called it pocket cheese. I thought it was hysterical. Like, they're supposed to be refrigerated. Like, and that was for her. They weren't like treats for the dog, but they were treats for her that she could just like have pocket cheese.
Something we don't.
Right? I mean, it's better than keeping a candy bar in your pocket,
Sure.
but that's going to get all melty gross too.
Boy.
Head back in. And we've got time, right? I don't need to do everything right this second. We could take our time with this so they really enjoy it and do well.
Nope.
But this is great for confidence because it's just very clear communication to the dog. It's great for confidence. It's great for, okay, your dog doesn't like thunderstorms. What you do is, there's towels over there.
I know.
What you do is, as he's getting it, I wouldn't do it right this second, but what we could do is start playing on Alexa or on YouTube or on a Bluetooth speaker. You could start playing, say, fireworks or thunderstorms or things. So see, there's just a couple pieces in there.
Good boy.
So he's just learning because he hasn't used this one in a long time.
No, we use the.
Yeah, we use the little fabricy one.
He's like, Connor, I want more. I want more.
It was just on the couch there. I could totally have some. See, that could be mine in my belly.
So let's see if it works.
So you hear that clicky click? That makes it easier for them. So this is good for kibble.
Dude, I don't want the kibbles. I want the good stuff. You ate enough, I think you ate over your 2 cups.
It says he's growing and he's big, and he's growing and big.
Yeah, I got meat in my ear.
That's ear meat. It's like pocket cheese, but different. He doesn't have pockets, Tara.
I know. I got carried in his ears. Gus, right here. Come on.
He loves Connor.
He does.
And not just because Connor has the food. He loves Tara too.
Connor, you're the best. You're the best. They're best of buddies. They both understand food is good, right? Yeah.
And they both work hard.
And they do.
So I had a friend who made me that one. I don't have a link for it. I don't even know if he's making them. But the set for the small and the large was, I think, $300 or $400. It wasn't cheap. But it will also last. Rich would make them out of plywood.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Plywood? And they only last for so long because the grease from the food, the oils in the food, and then the wet from the beef, it doesn't last forever.
That's a good down.
So if you want one to try, I would do one of those organizer bins because you can wash those, right? Or like a shoebox size Tupperware thing. And I would do plastic over glass because glass can break. We have these wonderful glass containers for the raw beef, but they broke 2 of them recently. Then our credit card info was compromised, so I had to cancel that, which means everything we have on auto ship and auto pay with the Hope card has to be redone, and I have to wait for it to come in. It hasn't come in yet, so then I can reorder it.
That's why we didn't get the dog food.
That's why we didn't get the dog food. That's why we didn't get the glass container. I was like, no.
Gus.
So you see how he's just kind of done? He can be done, so it could be cuddle time. So what you do at the end to make it easy is you either lift up the box or flip it over. You don't leave it down and open like that. So that's only like that when it's time to train. And what we could do, so we don't teach them to pull on their flat collars or their martingale collars, but we do have little harnesses. So we could put a little harness on him and clip him to that and open up the door and just start dropping stuff in the box. Now, this is a 2-person job. And to make him pull. So you add some of that resistance. So he's pulling and fighting to get to the box. Now, say you have a dog that you want to do forward momentum pull with. That might be a great way to teach them to pull into a harness because that's what a harness is for. You don't use a no-pull harness because those are ridiculous.
Are you done?
If you want to follow us, you will find out more about dog training than you've ever wanted to know in your entire whole life. But here's a great place to start with the box.
Oh, was that the what? That's a which one?
He did so good.
Good job, buddy.